Hey, what's up, guys? So I just wanted to say this is a great episode. I have a great guest, but we had a few little audio issues. We fix it halfway through. It's not nearly as bad as anything at the beginning of our podcasting run. So just bear with us, enjoy this episode, and I hope you guys get something out of it. Stay saucy, y'all.
And welcome to the Confound Millennial, starring Steven Stirvin Michaels and featuring special guest Cody C.O.D. Montgomery.
Oh man, are we in there?
We in there.
Boy, let me just tell you something. It is a pleasure to be here, man. Your voice on the microphone, man, is incredible. I don't know if it's a mustache. I don't know if it's your diet. I don't know what it is, but the voice is impeccable.
Dude, thank you. I appreciate it. Many people say I have both a voice and a face for radio.
Oh man. So what we gonna talk about today, man? We got all kind of stuff going on in the world, man.
First thing we're going to talk about is I'm angry at whoever dropped that microphone because it's popping a little bit, but it's not going to be an issue.
Ain't nothing wrong with a little pop sturvy.
I actually recorded a full or half an episode, our last one, and I didn't even realize that it was messed up until halfway through, and my buddies were like, "Should I have told you?" I was like, "Hell yeah, you should have told me."
Yeah. Good friends.
Good friends,
After the
always
fact.
looking out for me.
Yeah. Definitely, man.
So, who the hell are you
Who
to be
am
on
I?
this podcast?
Evidently, I'm somebody important, man, to be on this Confound Millennial, internet shutdown what we're fixing to accomplish here. I'm just a regular dude, man. I'm a 37-year-old recovering drug addict who ran the streets most of my life. My whole adult life has just been dedicated to doing felonious shit and living like a gremlin out there in the streets, man. But about 2 years ago, I decided to make a change, and here I am, man, in Helen, Georgia, beautiful Helen, Georgia.
Dude, it's a beautiful place out here, isn't it?
Very beautiful, man. Very
Especially, if you're not used to the area.
Right. Definitely, man. There's something serene about these mountains, man. There's a lot of peace up here. And the vibe is cool. Everybody's real cool. Everybody's real laid back. There's not a lot of drama like there is, in middle Georgia and other places of the country I lived, man. It's not congested. Even though there's a lot of people that come here, they usually leave that shit at home with them. When they come here, man, they come here to relax, vacation, have a good time.
But really, that's, it's, in my opinion, the tourists and the especially the people that live in this house that we're at, they're great, but dude, the locals are just shit. Like, if you think I'm talking to you, I'm probably not talking to you, but
He probably is.
if you know I'm talking to you, you know I'm fucking talking to you. If you're
Yeah.
listening to this and you're a local, you're not who I'm talking to.
Hey, locals are funny, man. Sometimes they'll come into the restaurant and they'll bitch about all the tourists. They'll be like, "These motherfuckers from Florida can't drive." And I'm like, man, I make my money off the tourists. I get burnt out on local yokels a lot, man. They keep us going through the wintertime, but having a job of serving people, man, the tourists keep us alive during the summertime, and it's a beautiful way it works, man. And I enjoy them because everybody comes from different places, man, all over the country. Don't ask me why, because this place is special, but it ain't that damn special. But
Yeah.
some of the locals are dicks. Yeah, I can go along with that.
Like, the mountains are cool, but we're in a town that's supposed to look like a little version of Germany. Like, and not like modern day Germany. I'm sure Germany doesn't look like this, but like old school Germany.
So basically, what you're saying is German people probably come here and they're like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, exactly. They're like, this is cultural appropriation at its finest right
yeah,
here.
You're right, man. You're right. Especially during Oktoberfest, which is what's going on now. wear the lederhosen and the, all the little outfits and stuff, which I'm not too fancy. I'm not cramming my big ass in a little outfit for a buck or two.
I was at work the other day and somebody came up to me and like, hey, do you know where I can buy the lederhosen or whatever? And I was like, I don't know, but get prepared to drop $300. He's like, really? And next thing I know, I see that guy later in the day walking around in some lederhosen.
I can't do it, man. My body ain't built like that. I wish I could, man, but if I were to put on some shit like that, I look like a busted can of biscuits. I ain't with it, man. I can't. Hey, but I'm all for it, man. If you can do it, do it. I appreciate the festivity. You know what I'm saying? If I said that word right. The festivity. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the energy and the excitement that people have, but sometimes it's a little too much. I'm like, man, you're 47 years old, man, running around here with a mug of beer in your hand with some short-ass shorts on with your balls hanging out the bottom of them.
And the thing is, it's illegal to walk around with a mug of beer in this town, too. But everybody does it.
Yeah,
I watched a video of a guy last year. He started doing a video chat. There was a big event going on, and he was like, hey, guys, just wanted to say... if you're in Helen, Georgia, like, don't walk around with an open container because you'll get busted. And he's like, I mean, it's whatever. I mean, it's kind of fucked up. But, and then the cops are like, what did you just say? What did you just say? You was cussing in public, and they arrested the dude right then and there for saying fuck.
Yeah, good thing they don't run up on me like that, because I think every other word in my vocabulary is fuck. I can't help it sometimes. I don't mean nothing by it, man, but damn, sometimes it's nice to just let a fuck out, Sometimes I can't find a word that better replace the word fuck, because I can't say freak. Freak don't sound as cool. What the freak? No, man, what the fuck?
I'm gonna start a notebook, and I know, what happens in meetings at this house stays at this house.
Anonymity.
Anonymity. Yeah. But I'm gonna keep a little tally mark at how many times you say fuck during your shares.
Yeah. You're gonna get carpal tunnel in your hand recording my shit. I take as if you could probably tell, man, we got on full capacity 40 or 50 people at our houses at any given time, and I definitely have a tendency to take a more raw approach to recovery. I'm not a simple guy, man, that just it can just make it like this with a straight line by reading a book. I'm a guy that has to just really reach down in there deep, and I share what's on my mind, man. And when I bring a message on Tuesday night, I do the same thing. I pray about it before I do it, and then I just kind of let it rip, man. And I like to have high energy and a good vibe, And I'm raw, man. I mean, that's a blessing and a curse, I guess. A lot of people don't like that, but I don't know no other way other than to be myself, man. And that's raw. So, but evidently it's working, man. I get a lot of good feedback from the guys on it. So, if I could touch one person with something I say, man, it's worth it to me.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it weirded me out at first because, this is my second time getting sober, and my first time was fully from Celebrate Recovery.
Right.
So I'm not used to, the leaders of meetings saying, remember, we're in church, don't cuss, and then close the book. Man, this week was fucking shit.
Yeah. I can't. It's hard to turn on and turn off, but you know what? I've learned I can't turn it off, man. You know what? I'm fired up about being sober, man. I've never had another chance to get sober. I've never given it a chance, dude. I mean, I thought my whole life was destined to live in short times on the streets, followed by long times in jail, and I didn't give having a sober life a chance, and I have now, man, and it's changed my life completely. So, that don't mean I'm still not gonna be raw. But a lot of those old school guys, that whenever I share the meetings, I'll see them, they'll go like this. They'll put their head down and be like, God damn, what's he fixing to say? Because I might say something, any damn thing. But it's facts. It ain't no bullshit. It's facts.
Yeah, man. There's, in sobriety, we lived our lives in bullshit.
Bullshit.
We lived our lives lying to everybody, and especially lying to ourselves.
Yeah. Dude, I was so good at it, though. God, bro, I made pee in a piece of shit just look fucking cool as hell. I don't know if that's But I just did, man. God, man, I made being a piece of shit look cool as fuck. They be like, hey, there goes Cody. Yeah, he's a piece of shit, but he's cooler than a motherfucker.
Yeah, it's like there was this scene in a movie I was watching one time where these guys show up to the hospital, and they're asking, the hospital workers are asking, are you guys his family? And they're like, no. You're friends? And they're like, he's an asshole, but he's our asshole.
Right, yeah.
And that's how I feel like I was to my friends for a while. I always thought that there was another guy that was that guy, and now I'm realizing, just now as I'm talking about it, that was me. I was the asshole of the group, but at least I was their asshole.
Right.
It's like my last episode, I was trying to make some amends with my co-hosts because I did them wrong. And they weren't even on the last couple of episodes because of that. And I'm just glad that I had them come back because they had all right to be like, nah, that's Stirvin. He's a piece of shit. Like, let's just cut him out. Right.
That's the thing about them is, man, whenever you make them, it's out of your hands. You've done your part. And I mean, if you're genuine and you're sincere about what you're saying, how they take it and what they do, that's on them, man. Making amends is a beautiful thing. Sometimes it can be tricky. Sometimes it's tough. Sometimes we don't want to do it. But whenever you get the reaction that you like, somebody to be understanding, somebody to be like, hey, yo, I know you fucked up, but yeah, I understand, and be willing to move on past that. That's awesome, man. But a lot of times when you make amends, man, you don't get that. Sometimes you get a fuck you. Sometimes you get a, man, why are you even talking to me? How do you have the nerve to speak to me after you stole my car, ran off with my debit card, fuck my girl, all this crazy shit. And that's life, man. But once you make your amends, it's out of your hands. You've done what you're supposed to do. It's up to them whether or not they want to forgive you. And that's pretty powerful stuff.
Yeah, it's like we had a meeting the other night where a guy had said, it's making amends isn't saying sorry. It's trying to make it right.
Right.
And that's what I said to my buddies. I was like, look, I can say sorry all damn day. I've said sorry. What can I, and I told them, like, off air, think of what can I do to make this right?
I don't know, man. I take the approach like this. I'm tired of saying I'm sorry, dude. Because I'm sorry don't work. When somebody fucks me, man, or they get down on me, when somebody says I'm sorry, if they're not genuine, it's pretty much just saying, like, fuck you. So I'm real funny about that. I pride myself on saying I said my last I'm sorry in 2010, man. I'm not saying I'm sorry no more. Done saying I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of, if you hadn't noticed, I'm the kind of guy that I accidentally bump into you and it's your fault. I'm saying I was
going to mention something that about bumped into me earlier. You never said shit.
Really?
You did. It was you or your mustache.
I'm not sure. Everything. I'm sorry.
See, there you go. How can
I make it right?
There you go, bro. There you go. You're making it right now, man. I appreciate getting to know you, man. I appreciate you inviting me to this awesome establishment you guys got set up over here at the greenhouse, man. I fucking hated this place when I was here before. Just to be real, it's got a weird vibe. Some dude blew his brains out in the living room.
I've heard that. I thought they were kidding with me.
No, they're not kidding.
Damn.
Dude, when I moved over here before to take over the position of house manager, I ordered these fucking turkey feathers and sage. My whole room downstairs smelled like a fucking Indian store. Can I say that?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
I think it's technically Native American.
No, not that Indian, man.
Oh, that one. Okay,
yeah, man,
never mind.
You tripping, man.
Look, man, it's okay to say that. It's got a distinct smell in them, like, specific stores.
It's all good, though, man. You know what trips me out? How when you walk into the damn stores, it's like some of them are mind readers. Like, they can tell by the way you dress and the way you act what kind of cigarettes you're fixing to buy. Like, for the longest time, man, because I listen to rap music and listen to all this different shit, I come bumping up at the store. I don't even have to ask. They hand me a pack of Newport menthols. I'm like, man, I don't smoke that shit. Give me some Reds, bitch.
You gotta go up in there, walking a little bow-legged if you want to get some Reds just handed to you.
Yeah.
Get some cowboy killers,
Some shit stompers. I don't know, man. I definitely not your average white guy, Sturvy. Definitely not.
Yeah, I've noticed that. I was like, I was trying to explain you to a friend of mine.
Good luck.
And I was like, imagine like a gangster, but like the gangster that gangster is afraid of, but then turned into a teddy bear.
Yeah. That's pretty much, I guess that's a good description, man. I lived my whole life being an asshole, man. You know, I was mad all the time, angry, running the streets, just doing everything you can imagine, man. And I'm telling you right now, man, I'm so grateful to be where I'm at that I don't got to do that anymore. You know, a lot of things, it's crazy, man. Like, I didn't really realize what a monster I was, you know, until now when shit happens to me and people are like my family, they're very careful about what they tell me. They're like, well, we didn't want to tell you that because we didn't want you freaking out and going off that. And I'm like, man, I'm not freaking out, dog. Like, because of this program and the things I've learned in my sobriety, man, I can handle shit. But it just is a note to myself, like, dog, you must have really been an asshole for them not to be able to tell you this simple shit without you flying off the fucking handle. It's just crazy, man.
I get that, man. Especially, I've got a bit of anger issues, and I totally understand that. Like, people, but, like some people, though, like there's one person, the person that says it the most to me, I'm not going to say who, but she, she'd try to say things and like, you always get mad. I'm like, well, you always come at me like you're trying to start something.
You say shit that pisses me off and they be mad when I'm mad about it.
Yeah, like, I mean, you can say shit without being combative from the get-go about it,
Right.
It's one thing is some people just don't know how to approach other people.
Right.
Like if I come up and I'm like, dude, you always wear that same fucking hat. Stop wearing that fucking hat. You're going to get pissed. I'm talking shit about your hat.
You know what? I'm different. If you say it to me, I'll probably just be like, fuck you and laugh at you. But if you say it to somebody else about me, then I'll get pissed off about it. I'm just one of them type of dudes, man.
I get that. But so, like, we were talking about you earlier and your personality, and really, if you didn't talk about your past as much as you do, I never would have guessed it, man.
Yeah.
Like, you're like one of the nicest guys here that I've run into so far.
Dude, I try to be like, I don't let things work me up, man. Like I completely lost myself in active drug addiction, man. And a lot of times, man, people probably listen to this and be like, if they're still out there on that shit, they're gonna be like, oh man, that motherfucker's weak, man. That motherfucker ain't about that. That's what motherfuckers love to do when they hear somebody talk about their situation. You know what I'm saying? They always like to size them up and be like, oh, this motherfucker wasn't getting no money. This motherfucker wasn't busting no heads. This motherfucker wasn't fucking no bitches. But you know what I'm saying, man? The proof's in the pudding, man. I ain't gotta, so I understand there's gonna be people saying that, and that's all right by me, man, because I know what the fuck I've done, and I know where I'm at in my life, and I'm totally cool with it. But here's the deal, man. I lived a life that was second to none, man, and I wasn't no different than the rest of the people I was living with, around and hanging with, and I mean, I was networking, man. I was all over. I mean, my whole adult life I've been on the run. I mean, I've been on the news, been on TV, been on the fucking run. Where nowhere was safe, and I managed to thrive in that kind of environment, and it was fucking miserable. And I didn't really realize I was miserable until I got sober, and I was like, damn, bro, I was fucking miserable. But everything happens for a reason, man. I'm just blessed, man, right now.
That's the thing. When you're high or drunk, you don't realize how miserable you are because you're so focused on getting to that next high or that next bottle that you're miserable, but you're working on it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? You're making progress toward making it better, but you're making it better for a couple hours.
Yeah.
You're not working on that progress to make it better for years.
Yeah. The thing that I'm fascinated by, Stirvin, the most is like, all my life, it's like, it's been a clear cut, okay, this is what I did. At an early age, I made the decision to get high and to live this lifestyle. I understand what was coming along with it, and I was totally okay with that because this is my life and this is the choice I made. And the deal is, man, is I fucking couldn't have been further wrong. Like, you know, I did make a choice, and I accept the responsibility for the things I've done, and I've handled business like that. But the deal is with me, man, is like it's deeper, and I've learned that through this program. Like, there's reasons why I made the choices I made. There's reasons why I chose to live the way I was living. There's reasons why I chose to stay fucked up all the time. And I never thought I needed to dig that deep. But actually going through the program and getting to the point where I can sponsor people and actually, you know, help them dig a little bit and share some nasty shit about myself so they feel comfortable sharing some nasty shit with me. And it's real cool, man. And I treat my sponsees in a different way. You know, I tell them off the rip, you know, you got a friend for life with me. We're going to spend a lot of time together. We're going to hang out. We're going to grow together. And, you know, it's a relationship. It's not just a, hey, I'm the guy that's going to tell you what the fuck to do all the time. I don't take that approach, man.
That's a good approach to take. Like, I mean, you need the biggest part about recovery that I've been learning and that we've been talking a lot about is fellowship and friendship.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta stay with some strong, sober guys, and they're not going to be strong all the time, but, you know, you're a lot better off hanging with them than your old buddies.
Yeah.
And no offense to any of my old buddies, but I mean, they're not even going to take offense to it. They know how it is. They've already told me, like, you know, I was thinking about, you know, asking a buddy of mine if I can move in with him after this. And he's like, I don't know, man, because, I mean, I'm not going to stop drinking, but I'm not going to drink around you at the same time. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like a catch-22 there. And I was like, I get it, man, because he doesn't have a problem drinking.
Right.
But also, you know, if I'm around and he's got something to celebrate, he doesn't want me to be there.
Well, here's the deal. That's how you feel right now, early in sobriety. I'm not saying you'll ever be to a point where you want to purposely put yourself around people that are actively drinking. Like, hey, you want a shot, motherfucker? Like, nothing like that. But, you know, you're still early on, man. So eventually it might not be an issue for you to be around alcohol and not want to just drink till you're black, you know?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you know, I got sober for about 2 years, and then I started hanging out with some party people, and I was fine with that for a while, and then eventually just this little voice came into my head that kept saying, I mean, you were probably just young and stupid, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you could handle it nowadays.
That's the lie.
Could not.
That's the lie,
Could
bro.
not.
That's the lie. We tell ourselves early on, like, man, I'm just gonna do it this weekend, or I'm just gonna do it with this, that, and the other, and before you know it, man, you set all these boundaries for yourself. Like, I will never do that. I will never hit a lick. I will never steal something. I will never fuck another man's girlfriend. I will never, you know, sell drugs. I'm just gonna get high on the weekends, and it ends up being exactly what the fuck you said you weren't gonna do. That's what happened with me. I ended up doing every fucking thing I said I wasn't gonna do, besides sucking dick and telling on somebody. I mean, it's just, I don't know, man.
It's like, have you ever seen that video? I forget what it's called, but it's the guy talking about, what was it? I will not freebase cocaine. Unless, you know, he starts talking about, you know, all these exceptions. I might drink every now and then, but I will not freebase cocaine.
I will do a little toot.
And then by the end of it, he's talking, you know, unless I'm in, or I will not freebase cocaine if I'm in church. Yeah. Unless it's a sermon that I ain't heard, or that I've heard before. And it's just like, that's, you know, it's funny. It sounds ridiculous, but that's what it turns into, is you have these little rules, and it keeps getting worse and worse, to where I was going to a Celebrate Recovery baked out of my mind, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I know they knew, but I was a freaking leader in that group, and me and some buddies, we just all get around or hang out, get high as hell, and then next thing you know, it's like, hey guys, I gotta go to this drama team practice that I'm leading at a Celebrate Recovery. I'll see you.
Yeah, I tell you what, man, I went to Celebrate Recovery probably 10 years ago, and I was like, fuck this shit. I just wasn't feeling it, dude. I was high as fuck on the front lines of the dope game in Middle Georgia, like as a young guy, like with no pending felonies, no probation, method just hit. I mean, front lines, all the money you could get, and it was like celebrate recovery. I was like, I'm not recovering shit, bitch, because I ain't got a fucking problem. At that point in time, you couldn't have told me I had a problem. You know, people tried, but dude, I wasn't hearing it because I was feeling good. You know, having everything I wanted and living the way I wanted to live selfishly like an asshole. But let me tell you something. So 10, 50, whenever that was, a long time ago, I went and I had a nasty taste in my mouth about it. Somebody that means a lot to me. Oh shit. I get nervous talking about it. Somebody who means a lot to me introduced me and invited me to come to this Celebrate Recovery around here. And bro, let me tell you something. Oh man, it has done so much for my recovery right now. Like just the vibe of being around so many people just like me, you know, and being around people that genuinely don't know you, but they're like, dog, I love you. I care about you. I'm glad you're here. That shit goes a long way with me, man, because it's easy for a motherfucker to act like they don't know you and be like, fuck it. But not one time have I gone to that place, man. I've been 2 weeks in a row, man, I'm at a point, you know, where I did the steps, got sponsees and lead meetings and house manager. I'm doing shit I'm supposed to be doing, but that shit is like recovery overdrive, and it's a blessing, dude. And I'm so grateful for the person who invited me to go to that, man. It's a big bonus that I get to see that person as well. But I appreciate it, and dude, I encourage anybody out there, you know, if you ever get a chance to be in Cleveland, Georgia, go check that out because it's amazing on a Monday night. It is. Dude, it's like I walked up to this place and it's like I don't want to offend nobody, but this is what it was like. I didn't know what to think. Cause kind of I've been at the Hickey House for a while, so it's like, you know, I'm not a big dog, but like I'm kind of like, you know, I got responsibility at the house, responsibility with the guys. I've got a chunk of sobriety, and it's kind of like, you know, I'm the big fish a little bit around there. I go to this place and I'm like, damn, bro, I'm not gonna be the big fish no more. Like, I'm just a regular guy, and that's okay. That's my ego, right?
Right.
So I get there to this place, man, and I'm talking, chopping it up with the person who invited me, and I'm just drunk, dumb, love struck, just like locked eyes with this person. I went for the wrong reasons, but I got a double dose of just life, recovery, and God. So we're talking to this person, man, and for the sake of anonymity, I won't say who it is, but and I'm just like, man, this place is kind of buzzing a little bit with different vibes and different energies, but it's like good, right? So anyways, this person's like, shit, let's move on to the main building because they're fixing to do the worship and all this shit, right? So I'm like, okay. So we ease on over there, smoke a cigarette, and I don't even get 10 feet from the door, and it sounds like a fucking just like bro. They open the fucking door and smoke bellows out this bitch like the labyrinth. It's just like, and all you see is neon lights, bro. And I'm waiting for like a bunch of candy kids to come out with lollipops and fucking all this shit, right? And bro, and it's like they open the doors and it's motherfucking people like me and you. It ain't weird, bro. I was like, then I found out I signed the motherfucking, they had a ledger in there that was like, I didn't know if it was for guests or for some other shit, right? So my sponsee, he signed it. So I followed suit and I'm like, boom, boom, I signed it. And at the end of this fucking thing, they're like, so all you guys who signed the volunteer sheet to register to babysit for the, I was like, what the man, you do not want me to be no babysitter. I'm a hellion, man. I'm worse than the kids are. So anyways, man, so with the loud music.
What the fuck you doing?
Bro, listen, with the loud music, I'm talking about the boom, 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 boom. Everybody's just crunk. They're hyped. They're live. Dude, I was like, there ain't no way. Like, this is the energy that you're supposed to have in recovery. Like, recovery is not a place you go to die. It's a place you go to get your life back and celebrate, bro. And that's what the fuck they do. Bro, this place is this big. It's like literally a fucking double wide trailer. It looks like about that size, but it's a church. And dude, the amount of love and support and energy, man, I'm talking about dirty mechanic, biker, dope boys, dirty butts, just all this random assortment of people that are just like me. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get better. And dude, the energy I felt when I left that place, And the person who invited me, they were like, I told you. And dude, they couldn't have been more right. That shit, dude, that shit is so crunk on a Monday night. It gets me through the whole week. Were you at last night's meeting?
Yeah.
Or Tuesday?
Or
my meeting?
Tuesday. I was at your meeting, dude.
Yeah.
You was
lit, bro.
Yeah, you were lit.
Do you know what? That's the energy that I got from that Monday night. Like that raw, just like God, you know, it's infectious, and I felt that, dude, and it made me get to a point to where it was like, bro, you know what? Okay, I say I'm grateful, but am I grateful enough? How do I show it? I say that I have a higher power, and I say I have a relationship, but how do I show it? So this Celebrate Recovery shit is actually making me put action into my own program. You know what I mean? Like I am a sponsor, but am I as good as I can be? You know, I do lead a meeting. Can I lead it? What do I got to do to bring energy to this shit to get these guys excited like I'm excited?
Testes. Hold on 1 second. We'll be right back. Hello, and we're back. We switched out his microphone. Y'all won't be able to have heard all that popping that it was doing earlier, but my God, I was tired of it.
Ain't no wrong with a little pop.
But so we were talking about some stuff outside. You wanted to share a little bit about your past. Let us know. You know, we've seen the good, kind-hearted person that you are today. What kind of asshole were you?
Oh boy, it depends. It depends on what kind of situation I was in. Dude, it's like this. I found and go to jail, and that just, you know, that fueled me. So I've been on numerous high-speed chases. Like stopping for the cops was never an option. You know, it's you know, as sad as it is to say, man, you know, I live life on the fringes of reality. So it's like, you know, normal to me and things that were exciting to me, you know, then it's hard for me to find too much excitement now because I live like that. But yeah, I got in a real bad high-speed chase a couple of years ago, man, that I could talk about now because it's all got handled. But you know, I got thrown through the windshield of a car and tore my ACL, MCL, 3 out of 4 ligaments in my knee. Crawled through the woods for 6 hours. You know,
damn.
Yeah, it's
6 hours.
Yeah, 6 hours through the woods, the marshy fucking woods down in southeast Georgia. Yeah, and I'm scared of snakes. Ain't that some shit? I didn't give a damn about a snake that day. Yeah, lost about a half a pound of meth and about $20,000 worth of stuff, but you know.
I thought you were going to say like lost like a couple pounds of weight, like just army crawling.
No, man, adrenaline's a motherfucker, man. Adrenaline is a motherfucker. I'll tell you what, dude, that's a lot lately. Like I've noticed, like, you know, people are like, well, what do you like to do? What interests you? What excites you? And I'm like, man, I'm figuring all that out, you know, because I don't know. I'm not much of a bungee jumping and skydiving kind of dude, man. You know, I chain smoked cigarettes and smoked meth for 15 years. So, I mean, I really don't have that was my extreme sport.
Extreme sport.
Yeah, I guess.
Extreme chain smoking. I'll take you on any day.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I don't know, man. But I want to talk about some of that Celebrate Recovery shit again, man.
All right, let's go back.
Let me tell you something, man. Like, it just got me. It got me crunk talking about it. You know, it really did, because I don't want to downplay it. But you know, a lot of times when people think about church and they think about going in that type of setting, they kind of think of like, man, you know, I can't go to church, or I can't pray because I'm fucked up, or I did this, that, and the other. Like, but dude, that shit is fucking wrong. That is Cap City. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. You ever want to get a good dose of like how perfectly imperfect, you know, that people are, and that's okay. Like, dude, I'm a mess. You know what I'm saying? As much as I can hold it together and look like I am, dude, I mean, the reality is I'm a fucking mess, you know? And there was a long time in my life where I had no connection with my higher power, where I felt like me saying a prayer was like throwing a rock up at the fucking sky and just watching it fall down, like it would never reach where it needed to go, because I didn't feel like I deserved a prayer. I didn't feel like I had the right to pray to a God living the way I was living, you know, so close to the devil it felt like. But dude, there was always a hand. Like if I look back at it, there was always a hand over me, getting me out of situations, like as far as like my high speed chases, and as far as like near death experiences, as far as like just situations that I shouldn't have made it out of. And that in itself, man, is really a spiritual awakening, to realize that there was a hand there the whole time. And a lot of people, man, they're like, well, I don't know how to pray. I don't know how to pray. Dude, let me tell you something. You heard me fucking pray, bro. You'd be like, who in the fuck is he talking to? Because I talk to God. I mean, I'm just real, bro. Like, I talk to God like he's my fucking homeboy. I'm like, bro, check it out. I'm fucked up. I need some help. You know what I mean? But I've also learned in my life to be careful what you ask for, because when you ask God for help, you may not like the way it comes, but
yeah, like, I asked him, like, I need some help.
Yeah.
Like, stopping drinking.
Right.
Because I was on, just a next level of it. And he helped me out.
Yeah.
He put my ass in jail.
Right.
And I couldn't drink for 2 weeks. I didn't have a choice but to not drink. And that was, in my opinion, that was him helping me out. If you pray for patience, he's going to give you stuff to be patient about.
Yeah.
He's going to slow your life down a little bit. If you want patience, you're going to learn it.
Yeah. Definitely, man. I felt so unplugged from the world for so long. Like, the only time I would ever watch the news is to make sure I wasn't on it, or if I was to see what was going on with me. Only time I'd read a newspaper is to see if I was on the list of names that were being indicted. They would come out with the RICO acts, like 50, 60 names in the paper, and it'd always be a crapshoot whether or not my name was going to be in there or not. And that's a really fucked up way to live, man.
Yeah.
So I wasn't plugged in. So now my sobriety, like, I found that I like watching the news. I like knowing what's going on. I like, I can't vote, but if I could, I'd vote for Trump. I mean, I like learning things that have missed me. And a lot of it is educational wise. I can read very well, but I don't retain information that well. You know what I mean? Like, I have to have right. a personal experience with somebody in order to be able to understand and retain information.
Like, are you like the kind of guy like me that you read a book and you realize, shit, I don't remember a damn thing off this page.
Definitely. That's why recovery was so tricky at first, because it's like going to a boring ass church. You know what I mean? Where you're just sitting there and they're dragging you, but then it's the message. Okay, the message is not being brought to you in a way that it's like fired up and like in your face. But then you take that same message and go to another fucking church, and then the church, that pastor has a way to just hit you with it with a bam bam, and then it's like, oh my God, it's just all about the delivery of the message, in my opinion, man. And that's what I tried to incorporate in my Tuesday night meetings, man. It's just a real good thing.
Yeah, and you definitely, some of the meetings around here can get a little, just, especially with the times we have them at.
Yeah.
It's like church in a way. Sometimes with church, I can get to the point where I'm like, man, I'm hungry. When's this guy going to end so I can go get some food? And, our times are usually the time that I'd be eating. So I'm like, when are we going to all shut up and go get some food?
This coronavirus shit has really made it tricky. You can definitely tell the ones who want to stay sober and who don't, because when they were talking about all this shit was first going on, they were like, well, we're going to let, if it gets that bad and somebody gets it, we're just going to dismiss everybody from the program. I'm thinking like, motherfucker, I'm not going nowhere. I'm not leaving, because if I leave, I won't make it back. And that's right. and that's just the facts, dude. If I were to leave this program at any given time when I'm not ready to go, I will never make it back, because I'm not built like that, dude. I'm not one of the motherfuckers that's keep on trying over and over and over again. But I have respect for those who do and who have done that, and because sometimes it takes a while. But dude, I don't have a second chance. I'm out of second chances, man. And I normally do that when I want something real bad, and my motives are right for wanting what I want. Then I usually don't have a problem getting it. And when I do get it, I appreciate it.
How long do you think it'll take before you get to the point, just asking, to where, you'd feel safe leaving the program? Not
safe.
Trying to rush you out, but
safe is a word. Like, what do you mean safe? Like, do you mean safe like?
Like, safe as in, I ain't gonna go back to that same shit.
Well, that's funny you asked that, man, because like I said in the meeting earlier, there's different indicators in my life that pop up that let me know, like, hey, motherfucker, you ain't ready to leave here. You know, because a lot of people come for short term goals. Like, they come to make their mama happy, daddy happy, grandmama happy. They come to get out of jail. They come for a piece of paper. But see, me, bro, I didn't come for none of that shit. I don't give a fuck about a completion letter. I don't give a fuck about making nobody else happy. Those are all extra. Like, if I can make people happy in the process of me getting myself right, that is amazing. But I already. The beautiful part about this program is there's no rush to get the fuck out. Right. So I know it's gonna take me at least 2, maybe 3 years to get back to where. Well, I can't even say get back because I've never been there. Like, literally, my whole adult life from late teenage years is filled with nothing but fuck shit. Like, I'm literally learning how to fucking be a responsible adult as the days go on. I mean, 24 hours at a time, one day at a time, one decision at a time, you know. And that's it's baby steps, man. But, you know, taking baby steps and doing that has led to 521 days sober, which is like a fucking great accomplishment for me. And people are like, well, bro, how'd you do it? It's like one day at a time. Because it wasn't that long ago. I was a new guy at the house, and I would see guys who had 5, 6, 7, 800 days, and I'd be like, bro, how'd you do it? And they were like, one day at a time. They said, I got a sponsor, worked the steps, was honest about my shit. And that's what's cool, man, about the program is like, it's literally built, you know, to one step at a time, one day at a time. And it's in order for a reason, you know, and it fired me up because, you know, for a long time, man, selling dope and like the dope game and that type of activity of fast money and living that way, it's like short-term accomplishments. What do they call instant gratification? Like when you make a play and you get money to boom, 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 boom all day long. Well, it's like that with the steps. So what I did, man, was I was like, all right, give me the steps. I got a sponsor, did the steps. Step 1, step 2, step 3. And I motored through it. I never gave myself a chance to second guess what I was doing or be uncomfortable or like, you know, pump brakes on nothing. I just fucking motored through it. And me doing that led to me, you know, not stutter stepping along the way. Like, I fucking knocked it out of the park. I nailed it. I did what I was supposed to do. Got to a spot where I could sponsor people. Doing the steps alone are awesome. But whenever you get to a point where you can actually sponsor somebody and have them trust you and have them love you and have them respect what you say to the point to where they're like, dude, I don't know how to live, but please show me how to live and show me how you got what you got. And it's easy. It's easy for me to show somebody what I got, man, because I didn't do it by reading a fucking book every day, all day long, reciting all this shit. No, I did it. It's a program of action. I did what I was supposed to do. I followed instructions. I remained teachable, and I just keep on pushing. Yeah.
Deep.
Yeah. It's real, man. It's raw.
It's like I didn't, you know, when I first got sober, and it's probably why I didn't stay sober, or one of the factors. Is I never had a sponsor. I did it, you know, pretty much by myself. I had that group that I went to on Mondays, not the same group that you were going to, but, you know, I had this group I was going to, and I had them on Monday, but I didn't have many people that I could hit up when shit hit the fan.
Yeah. A lot of times, man, it's not natural for a person is not fully engulfed in recovery. Like it's something that you got to just not be uncomfortable with, and you just got to do it. But it's not natural for as a man to, you know, we're men, bro. Yeah. I don't like to ask for directions. I don't like to ask for help. I don't like to ask for shit because I'm like, oh, ego. I can do it. You know what I'm saying? But the reality is that I needed that. And to reach out to somebody who I was like, damn, you know, and there's different types of people. There's people that call their sponsors about everything. Like, bro, I don't know what shoes to wear. I'm freaking out. Or I don't know you know, all this shit. Like, I'm having a problem over here. What should I do? And I respect those people, but I'm not like a needy sponsee. Like, I don't really go through a lot of shit because I'm limited to the amount of shit that comes in my bubble right now. If I allow you into my bubble, you know, that's a risk on my part because you might be trying to, you might end up causing me heartbreak, or you might end up causing me, you know, just drama or anguish or like emotional anxiety. Like, you might be coming in my bubble on my invitation to just fuck me up and not mean to. So I'm very careful about who I let in my bubble, man.
And you got to be careful who you get advice from.
Right.
Know? I say this a lot because I'm a huge nerd, if you hadn't realized. But, you know, even in Lord of the Rings, okay, before they really set off on their journey, this isn't in the movies.
Is that the one with the Bigfoot? The kid that have a Bigfoot?
Yeah.
See, I don't know.
Well, they're looking for some
Frodo Baggins, Bilbo,
yeah.
Bilbo.
Bilbo and Frodo. Frodo's looking. They find some elves.
Yeah.
And elves are known to be wise beyond their years,
Right.
and they're already ancient.
Right.
And so they're asking them advice, and these elves are like, "Okay, we'll give you advice because we like you, but you have to pretty much swear to us that if we lead you in the wrong way and you take our advice, you're not going to hold this against us because this is my opinion. This is what would work, I think, for me, but it might be different for you."
Right. It's all about following directions, man. And I've never been able. I've always done good in settings where I had a lot of accountability, mainly jail, situations like where I'm locked up and I don't, I have a routine. When left to my own devices, man, or left to just me and the world, like I'm out to just wild the fuck out. And this program has taught me like a lot of accountability, a lot of stuff like that, and it's good.
Like with me, what I'm really hoping to learn in all of this, it's not really something that somebody can hand to me or tell me. I have, and all my viewers know this, I have some bad depression issues. And that's why I drank, that's why I smoked, that's why I did anything. Anything I did was to get me out of being depressed for a moment.
Right.
Just the littlest amount of time. And now I've got to figure out, without drugs or alcohol, how do I, and without turning to something else related, how do I escape without escaping?
Yeah.
How do I face it? And I know it's not something that'll go away, or at least not unless God takes it from me. And if He does, that's welcome. If He doesn't, I'm not expecting nothing,
Right.
Because I pray all the time about it, but, it ain't happened yet, so I'm open to it happening. I'm not thinking He's never going to take it away, but I think for now, I might have it for a reason.
Yeah.
To help somebody else deal with it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I don't know the answer, and that's what I'm hoping I figure out with this time of being sober is how do I face it? How do I help other people? And how do I remain sober myself to prove to other people that you can get through it without turning to chemicals?
Right. I don't know, man. There's a lot of wreckage that we cause ourselves. Like a lot of it's internally. Like I wouldn't be able to tell you if I suffer from any fucking thing except for just being an asshole. I mean, I was so out of tune with me because I was high all the fucking time. Like I couldn't tell you if I had depression or anxiety or whatever all this shit. I mean, it would appear from the outside looking in that probably I was suicidal in a way because I was doing everything I could to kill myself. I mean, the things I was doing was like, dude, but that was part of it, and I never second guessed it. But just how I never second guessed the shit I was doing on the streets, I don't second guess myself in recovery. I never gave myself a chance to be uncomfortable. But this is what I was saying about the Celebrate Recovery experience that I had. It's like, you don't gotta be perfect, and that's okay. Like, that's the message I got away from. Like, it doesn't matter. God wants you to come worship and be free.
It literally says in the Bible, "Come as you are."
Right. Yeah.
And that's one thing. I got in a big fight with a church several years ago because they wanted you. They were all about appearances.
Right.
You gotta no. You're about to walk in here with earrings and tattoos. No. Put on some long sleeves.
Right.
Take those out. Like you and your boyfriend want to go to church.
Yeah.
Y'all got to break up immediately because, and it's like, no, it ain't like that.
Right.
And it's not for me. I've learned from them, from that church. It's not for me to say, like, let's say you're gay.
Let's not
it's
say
not
that.
for me to say that.
Let's not say that. Let's say.
But let's say somebody else that walks in is gay.
Let's say you're gay, bro.
Let's say I'm gay.
Okay, let's say you're
gay.
gay.
It's not for me to say that's right or wrong.
No, it's
not for me to preach at somebody and say that.
I've always had such a fucked up outlook on that, man. I've had like a really pretty pretty caveman like type of mentality about gay people.
But
and
it's
I was
but it's it's not for us
no
to say that.
Yeah.
And it's especially not for me to say, you can't, like, your pants are too tight, man. Like you've got bejeweled whatever. Like I literally watched a guy that just, I'm not ragging on him. He was fabulous and that's what he wanted to be.
Doing his thing, man.
And he was doing his thing.
Yeah.
And I watched these people say, hey.
Was it hey or was it like a hey?
Nah, it was not hey.
It was like hey.
It was like hey.
Yeah, a little
like
bass,
you can sit in the back this week, but you might want to change your pants next week.
Oh, come on, man. About some pants?
I mean,
they didn't even have pants when Jesus was around. They wore dresses or robes and all that. They didn't have no damn pants.
Like ass cheeks bedazzled.
Yeah. That's fancy.
Yeah. That's what he wanted to do.
He was doing his thing. Yeah.
But the Bible says come as you are. And that's why I love Celebrate Recovery, because I ain't seen one Celebrate Recovery turn one person away ever. Dude,
I dare.
And it's like church.
I just think about this guy coming with some old flashy ass pants on. Like, you know what, bro? If that's what compels you to do, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on with it. Like, I don't know. I've always had a caveman approach to like the gay thing. It was like, okay, in the circles that I was in, like I really didn't have a lot of exposure to like a lot of like gay friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, But it was like this, like some people are just so knuckleheaded. They're just like, I don't like that motherfucker. He's sucking dick. Blah, blah, blah. But here's my deal. I'm a heterosexual male, bro. You go suck all the dick you want to, because at the end of the day, that's just more for the rest of us who like the ladies. You know what I'm saying? Right. Whatever makes you happy, man. Different strokes. I'm not a homo. What they call that? Homophobic. Like I don't hey, whatever gets you going, dog. You know what I'm saying? Whatever gets you going. I particularly like the love of the ladies, but
people always say I'm a lesbian because I end up going after lesbians. I've been a cover-up many, many, many times.
Bro, I've had lesbians try to fight me more than I've had dudes try to fight me. You know that? I know it sounds funny. Damn. But listen, a lesbian, I'm talking about a chain wallet, duct tape, sports bra, titty, shaved head, biker, boot wearing ass bitch.
I would like you to stop talking about my ex like that.
I'm talking about, man, there used to be this one in Warner Robins. She's dead, I think, but we would be up there playing video crack, and she was a bouncer or something at the fucking strip bar. So she had some kind of job up there. And so we'd all go in there, we fuck around and whatnot, and get some lap dances. Just do typical young guy shit, just out there spending money that wasn't ours. We go back to the store or something. We'd be smoking cigarettes, playing crack poker or whatever. And this bitch would come in there and just be like, I mean, beast mode, bro, and like push up on me and be like, I seen the way you were looking at my old lady, motherfucker, and I don't like it. And I'm like, it's funny to me because I'm like, bitch, if you don't sit the fuck down, I'll hit you in the shit. You know what I'm saying? Because this is like I'm not tuned right. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not wrapped all the way tight. Like, you look like a man, you're in my face like a man, like you want to do something to me, bitch. I'll put some hands on you. Like, before I let a girl whoop my ass in the middle of an Exxon, bro, I finna goddamn do something. And it was like, it happened all the time. And I never really got it. It was like, I go through these phases where, like, especially in active addiction, I would notice it. Like, it's not bad now, but like redheaded people for the longest time, because the nurse when my son was born, and there was like extenuating circumstances, but she was redheaded and she was a bitch. And it was like, so I thought this redheaded ginger bitch had like a curse on meth, you know what I'm saying? But and then old people, like I'll go through it. Now that even happens to, like, now I'll notice it was like these certain types of people will try me in periods of my life. Like, I will be just a regular guy, regular friendly, no different. And then, like, I'll have some old motherfucker, like, I'll wave at him and be like, fuck you, and I'm like, damn. And it'll be like a period of that for like a week or two. Just old people will be chomping at me. And I don't know if I just notice it more, but it just trips me out. I was driving to work the other day. I got some boom boom in my truck. I like loud music. Well, dude, I'm on the way to work the back way, and I'm driving, you know what I'm saying, just light, little boom, like boom, boom, boom. So I'm driving.
Little boom, not big boom.
Yeah, not big boom, little boom. And there's this old guy, man. He just comes out with a walker. You know what I'm saying? He's checking his mail or some shit, and I'm slow because there's speed bumps. So I'm like, "What's up, man? You know, how you doing, sir?" And he just looks at me, and I'm like, "All right, well, maybe he just ain't with it. Maybe he's just old. I mean, I don't know what the fuck he's got going on. Maybe he can't see." So I drive a little bit, hit the next speed bump, and I look in my rearview mirror, and this motherfucker's standing out in the middle of the road, and he's got the walker down here, and this motherfucker shoot me with them old school middle fingers. He left the walker like by itself and was like, motherfucker. I mean, one of the, you know, it's a lot when somebody just goes, man, fuck you. Somebody says, fuck you, you know, all this. But when a motherfucker that's like over the age of 80 hits that forearm, pumps up that fucking hand, arm, and they're like, yeah, that's like, fuck you, motherfucker. I was like, damn.
It's like next level. He's like, I ain't got nothing. I ain't got nothing worse in my arsenal to say to you.
Yeah, my balls are in my sock right now, and I'm pissed. You know what I'm saying? Like, my Velcro shoes are tight, and I will fuck you up. You know, and like there's been a point in time in my life where just being high as fuck.
Holes are in my.
Yeah, there's been a point in time in my life where I would have really like turned around and be like, "What's up? What's up?" It's just, like, you don't get no points for that. But punking out an old man or some lesbian at Exxon, you don't get points for that, man. Like, I don't know, man. Like, it takes a lot to get me riled up now. Like, I don't really get too angry at things like I used to, man. And it's nice to have that anger release, because you know what, man, anger is a powerful emotion like love. You know, when you're in love with somebody and you love as much as you can, it literally is like it's every piece of your being you want to give to that person and have that person. You know, and hate is the same way. Anger is the same way with me, man. It was my co-pilot for so long. It's like when I would get mad, it would every fucking, from my toenail to the hair on my head, bro, would just be like, just a rage. And I would think murderous, craziest ass shit to do to you. You know what I mean? And God has released me from that. Like, I don't have that. I still got some buck in me, but like, I'm not an angry person. Like, I want to love. I want to fucking help people. I want to be service to people. And dude, I don't stress out like I used to. Dude, it is amazing to live right now and not have to worry about the police kicking on my door, the Southeast Regional Georgia Task Force coming to get me. Like, you know, and it's just a blessing, bro. I'm glad to be here, Stirvin.
I bet, man. I'm glad to have you here, man.
Straight up. If I didn't look so fucking funny with a mustache, bro, you got it nailed.
Dude, I actually, you know, I had an uncle growing up, you know, like second uncle or something like that.
Yeah.
And he had one that came out to here and curled like 4 times. And as a kid, I went home, I got some silly putty.
Right.
And I put that shit on my mirror.
Yeah.
In the form of a curly mustache, to where when I looked in the mirror, I had a curly mustache. And I was like, this is what I'm going to have when I grow up. And damn it, I got it.
Yeah.
If you can dream it, you can do it.
That's right, bro. Let me tell you something about uncles. Ain't it funny how everybody has always got that uncle? Like, there's different uncles. They're like the cool uncle that's like church-going uncle. He's like, hey, buddy, you know, just a nice uncle. And then everybody's got that uncle that's like, you little motherfucker, always punching you and shit. And you're like 5 years old, and your uncle's like, come here, see your uncle, Uncle Bubba. Knocks the shit out. You're like, motherfucker, I'm 5.
Stop it.
Yeah. I always want to fucking rough you up and shit. And, man, uncles are a trip, man. I love my uncles, though, man.
Yeah, I used to, as a kid, you know, there was a couple that I wasn't a fan of because they were like that. But now, like, even though I hadn't talked to them in years, I feel like I could go up to those guys and be like, yo, like, do you want to hide a body?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm with it, man. For sure. Uncle, family in general, dude, is so fucking important. And it's like, you know, when you look at the black and white, like, whenever you write down shit and you can actually see it, like make a chart, like make a list, make 2 lists of like all the family that you have and the good that comes from your family, and then write all the fuck shit with drugs and all the shit that comes along with that. And you weigh it, dude, it is like nowhere near matchable to a sober-minded person. It's like, bro, I traded the love of unconditional love of my family for bottom feeders, man. You know?
You see, it's just weird for me doing that because, like, me and my parents, we were super close until I was a teenager, and then some switch flipped, and they just turned into completely different people.
Yeah.
Like, I love my parents, but I love who they were when I was growing up. I don't know how I feel about them now.
Yeah.
And that's part of the reason why, I turned to my friends and I turned to drinking and stuff was, to escape a lot of the kind of mental abuse that I went through.
There's a lot of different shit, man. With family's a trip, man.
But it's like I wouldn't trade them for the world. I just wish, I'm getting help. I just wish they'd get some help too.
Yeah, my mom was like the mom on me and my mom are super cool, dude. I talk to my mom regularly. She's an awesome person. But whenever I was in active addiction, I just remember her being like the mom on Blow. Like, don't bring the drugs in my house, Georgie. Not my house. I'll call the police, Georgie. That type of shit. Because they didn't know what to do, man. But people that don't live like that don't, actively spend their every waking moment in a fucking drug-induced fucking hellhole, they don't understand, dude. And it's like, from the outside looking at this, I was like, how the fuck do you help this motherfucker? There was no helping me, bro. Jail didn't help me. Long periods in jail didn't help me. Probation damn sure didn't help me. Nothing, all the love in the world, having kids didn't help me. Nothing helped me until I was ready to get some help.
Yeah.
And they say that. They're always like, he'll stop when he wants to. But, people that love you, they don't want to see that. They're like, fuck that. He needs help now. But it wouldn't have done no good, man, until I was... Dude, I got laughed out of the motherfucking courtroom this time. I got a $10,000 paid attorney was like, man, you need to go in there, shut the fuck up, and go to prison. They're not going to fuck with you. They're not going to give you a chance. Look at your record. Boom. And, dude, my record's so fucked. I mean, dude, I got kidnapping charges, possession with distribute, fucking numerous thefts, I got a robbery charge I'm out on bond for right now. I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just saying, like, I made it real hard for anybody to help me in a legal situation, but I was ready to make a change, and I was like, you know what, man? How about this? And I told him just like this: when we go in that courtroom, why don't you shut the fuck up and let me talk? Let me talk to the judge and plead my case, and that's what I did. I went in there and I told her, I was like, look, I need help. Send me to prison if you want to. I said, but I'm gonna be fucked up the whole time I'm in there. I'm gonna get fucked up before I go, and I'm definitely gonna be fucked up when I get out. I said, I want to make a change. And I just put it out there, and I literally got laughed out of the courtroom by the DA. Like they weren't going for it, dude, but the judge went for it, and she gave me a chance, dude. And it meant a lot to me that, they didn't have to do that, man. They could have just been like, fuck it, down the road. That's where I belong. And you know what? I'm one of them motherfuckers, like, whenever I do get locked up, or if I were to go to prison, like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, man, fuck, I got a raw deal. Bitch, if I left right now and went to prison for 10 years, I would still be getting all sweet compared to the shit I've done and ain't been caught for. You know what I mean? So it's really a fair trade. I mean, I can take my licking.
But, it's just, it's crazy because, somebody that's a judge, it's just a job to them. They don't get shit for giving you a hand.
It's paperwork.
They don't get shit for, it's, you're lucky you got that, especially with everybody else laughing you out. But, it's like you are doing the biggest, I think, might have said this the other night, and if so, I'm sorry for bringing it out.
The biggest fuck you can give.
Yeah, the biggest fuck you can give is proving them wrong.
Yeah. And what happens, like, what happens, so in turn, me saying fuck you to everybody by getting my life right. I mean, look at the what do they call that?
I don't know.
I don't either.
I don't know what you go.
I told you this is meth. It's meth. That's done this to me. No, but it's like the effects of me being able to say fuck you, on the other end is me living a good life, me getting sober, me being able to help people, me being able to be a regular thinking, somewhat, rational adult. It means me being a better father. It means me being able to be a better person, me being able to be a better son, a loving, kind human being instead of a fucking just asshole, dude. Just a violent, asshole. That's the best way to put it. And I mean, so that's the effects. And you know what? It's not bad to look at it like that, man. Me, basically, by saying fuck you, that's what I tell the guys at the house all the time. Like, man, you want to say fuck you to me, just do what you're supposed to do, and I can't say nothing. I mean, it's easy, man. There's come a point in time in every man's life or every person's life where they got to be ready to handle business. You got to be ready to handle business. You got to fucking go in there. You got to put your shirt on, grab your nuts, get ready for the world, and you got to fucking handle business. And that's the way I look at it, dude. It's handling fucking business. When my family comes and they see me, it's like, oh, they live so far away. Oh, that. But guess what? I enjoy them while they're here, but when they leave, it's like, get the fuck on. I'm back handling business because this is what I've got to do. I mean, and I look at it like that, bro. Yeah, it's a fucking fight. And I tell guys this all the time that, you know, some of the guys, they're like, well, I've been fighting all my life and I don't, fuck that. That's pussy shit, dog. Excuse my language, but this is the way I look at it. Every day is a fucking fight, and I feel like that, and I look at it like a fight. So what do I do when I get ready for a fight? Man, I'm protecting myself and get ready to, you know what I'm saying? There's things that trigger me. I stay away from those things. There's things I could do when I do get triggered. I do those things. I force the next thought. I pop the rubber band. I keep it moving. I call somebody. Like I very rarely leave the house without somebody with me. I do that because I like spending time with especially my sponsees and getting to know people like that. But I also do that for myself. Because when I got somebody with me, I'm a lot less likely to go fuck something up, you know. So, dude, it's a work in progress, and I enjoy it. You know, every day that I wake up, dude, I'm probably the most grateful person in the world, dog, that I don't have to live like I was living. And dude, there's so much more we can talk about, bro. But I gotta get ready to go to work, bro. I appreciate you having me. Last words? Any last words, man? Whew, I got a couple of them.
All right.
I'll share this, man. I heard this a long time ago. Somebody told me when they were trying to help me out of a situation. They said, man, in your life, when you look at your tombstone, you have 2 dates: your birth date, the death date, and a fucking slash in the middle. And that slash in the middle represents your life, you know. And that slash in the middle ain't very long. It's that big, you know what I'm saying? So that's real important. And I'll share this as well, man. I don't got to be better than you. I don't got to be better than anybody at the house. I don't got to be better than nobody. As long as I'm better than I was yesterday, I'll be straight.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on the show.
All right,
We'd love to have you back sometime.
Yeah.
And this has been the Confound Millennial, starring Steven Stirvin Michaels and featuring Cody Montgomery. Stay saucy, hobags.
Yeah.
I'll call you when I'm sober. I'll call you when I'm sober.